Right, 12th December 2024, and today I've got yet another update on a Thursday, and this is going to be a very interesting update. And I know most of you are now winding down the year. So, first and foremost, I'd like to say this year has been very eventful, but you have not seen anything yet. The events that are going to take place before the 30th of this month are going to be shocking. I've promised all of you that by the 27th of December, the Mnangagwa government is going to collapse and you're going to see things that you've never seen before. And I'm still holding on to my promise. The things that are going to happen suddenly, and you're going to be shocked by the 27th of December. There is going to be something very, very big taking place in Zimbabwe. And most of you are going to call me Prophet Gambakwe. So let's go. We've got a lot to cover. And I would like to start with what has happened overnight. So overnight, the Mphoko family has issued a statement. And this statement has been very humiliating to Mnangagwa. So Mnangagwa is facing humiliation today. And tomorrow he's facing Friday the 13th in Botswana. So you're going to see Mnangagwa facing Friday the 13th in Botswana tomorrow. But today he's facing humiliation after the Mphoko family refused to let the body of Mphoko be buried at the National Heroes Acre. So as we speak, Mphoko's body is in the air and it's going to land in Harare, where the family is going to take the body and bury it in Bulawayo. So what is going to happen is that the family of Mphoko is going to take his body to Douglasdale, which is where his home is or his farm is, and he's going to be buried over there. Mphoko becomes the third person, the third top high-ranking person to refuse to be buried at the National Heroes Acre of Zimbabwe. This is because the top guys in ZANU-PF, they know the satanic rituals that take place at the National Heroes Acre at night. So Mnangagwa and his cabal, at night they wake up and they go and perform certain rituals on the bodies that are buried at the National Heroes Acre. And some of the rituals include chanting and calling the spirits of these people from the graves. And these people who know about these rituals, they don't want to be part of these rituals. Most of you will be thinking, has Gambama gone crazy? I'm not crazy. There is a lot of strange rituals taking place at the National Heroes Acre. And some of them are power rituals. Some of them are deep, dark secrets that take place at that place, that happen at that place. This is why these people who know, people who are in the ministries of defense, of state security, they don't want to be involved. They don't want to be buried in the National Heroes Acre because they know. And this is why Mnangagwa is always insisting that these people get buried in the National Heroes Acre. And what has happened is that today, on top of Mphoko, today, not tomorrow, but today, there is going to be an attempt to rebury Mugabe at the National Heroes Acre. So what has happened is that a court has ordered an inspection to take place at Zvimba and also to prepare the grave of Mugabe at the National Heroes Acre. So today, that is going to take place. A headman called Tinos Manongovere has obtained a court order, and this court order allows him to go to Zvimba with the court and show where Mugabe is buried, and then go to the National Heroes Acre and show where he's going to be buried. And this means that Mugabe is soon going to be buried at the National Heroes Acre against his own wishes. So guys, don't think that this is simple. Mugabe is buried under tons and tons of concrete. They are going to take that concrete up and split it up with explosives, remove Mugabe's body and carry it to the National Heroes Acre. And this is because of these rituals that I'm talking about. And that is why the families of these people don't want them to be buried at the National Heroes Acre. It's a ritualistic place, and a lot of things happen over there. And some of the people even believe that the bodies which are supposed to be buried there are not there. So Chinga Dube had refused to be buried at the National Heroes Acre. And as I said, Tawengwa refused to be buried over there. The family of Joshua Nkomo did not want him to be buried there. And we can go on and on. Mugabe, the first person, the most important hero in Zimbabwe, was refusing to be buried at the National Heroes Acre. And now we have got Mphoko, who has refused to be buried at the National Heroes Acre. What a humiliation on Mnangagwa. But the drama is going to be Mugabe. Because Mnangagwa has been going after the Mugabe family. You saw what happened when he was looking for the staffs of Mugabe, which I talked about a few weeks back. The things that I'm talking about here, most of you, when I tell you, you think, this man is mad. When I told you that Mpoko's body was stuck in India, most of you thought that I was lying. Mnangagwa was basically folding his hands to force the hands of the family. But now they've managed to bring the family, the body of Mpoko home. Now, what Mnangagwa is doing with the Mugabe family is that he's systematically humiliating them. And this week, there is a young man called Robert Mugabe Junior. So I want to show you guys what has happened with Robert Mugabe Junior. So Robert Mugabe Junior has had a video of himself leaked online. And in this video, Robert Mugabe Jr. is sitting, well, he's not sitting. Someone is sitting on him. Like he's basically, and I've seen this video. This is a sad video to watch of Robert Mugabe Jr. And if Grace Mugabe calls me, I'm going to give her the video. The only person I'll give this video is Grace Mugabe. So Grace Mugabe, WhatsApp me here. I'll give you the video so that you can see Kuti. The young man was being trapped. So someone trapped Robert Mugabe Jr. He was filmed with the two young ladies. So in the first video, he is with a young lady and she is Mukeda, obvious as usual. Mukaona Mukeda, Mzimba. I don't know. So one of the girls is indeed working with Edie. You can clearly see she's posing for the camera. And then the girl that is on the bed, you're going to see a girl that is on the bed. She is not part of this plot. And what happened is someone passed into the room and a video is being filmed first by a still camera. And then there was a video which was being filmed by a phone. So the second video is being filmed by someone who passed into the room with a phone. So this is the group here. So you can see the girl who's lying down here. She is on the second bed. And this particular room is different. If you look at the headboard here, it's different from the first headboard. This is the hotel room. I suspect that this is one of the lodges. The first video is in a different lodge, but the girl is the one girl who is with Robert Jr. is posing for the camera. You can see her waving to the camera. She knows where the camera is located. In the second video, both girls stand up and start to run and wrap towels around themselves. So that is white towels. You see that this girl who is sleeping here and another girl who is sleeping on the other side, they run away at the end of the video. So I only give this video to forensic specialists. And I can assure you, the second video has got no nudity. The first video, though, is very bad. And I do not believe that Robert Mugabe Jr. knew about the first video. I believe that he was shocked on the second video. He was trapped. But on the first one, I don't believe that he was part of that video. I believe that the first girl was part of this video. So my belief is that some of these videos were being used for a blackmail on the young man and also on the family. So this video, I believe that it's a blackmail video. I don't believe that it was shot with the knowledge of Robert Mugabe Junior. You can see him dropping his glasses. He was shocked when whatever happened, or whoever burst into this room, burst into the room. So the Mugabe family under a lot of pressure, first with the situation with Tondera Mugabe here. Tondera Mugabe has appeared. The family is obviously fighting with Grace Mugabe. However, Mnangagwa is fighting in the corner. Mnangagwa wants Mugabe to be buried at the National Heroes Acre, and it's happening today. On top of the Mphoko humiliation, which has happened when Mphoko refused to be buried at the National Heroes Acre. You are going to see the drama unfolding, and eventually, what you're seeing now is the end of the Mnangagwa government. Mnangagwa has lost his ability to do anything. Mnangagwa is a failure, and he is not accepted as the president of Zimbabwe. What we call G40 is still powerful. Mphoko was in there. Guys like, Grace Mugabe is in there. All the bunch of people who were part of G40, they're still around. Sevia Kasukuwere has gone into hibernation, but it's clear that these guys are very strong. Louis Matutu is in court today, and I believe that Louis Matutu was probably one of the guys in G40, if I'm not mistaken. And the whole cabal in ZANU-PF, everything that you know about ZANU-PF is going to collapse very, very soon and very, very quickly. The Mnangagwa government is very weak, and I always tell people that if what happened in Syria was to happen in Zimbabwe, 2 hours, that is how much it would take for Mnangagwa to be out of office. No one in the office or in Zimbabwe government or in Zimbabwe military or in Zimbabwe police or intelligence is going to die from Mnangagwa. So if one person just comes into Harare right now and goes on attack, 2 hours, that's how long it will take before the Mnangagwa government collapses. There is a lot of backbiting and backstabbing taking place, and the key players are coming together. So everyone at the top is coming together, and before the end of this year, you are going to see something very, very big. You are going to see a number of people at the National Heroes Acre. There are actually some people who are going to agree to be buried over there. The number of bodies has not ended. You are going to see more bodies, and you can take that to the bank. So you can take that to the bank. That is what I can say about this situation. It is a bad situation, and most of these people are dying from poison. They were poisoned way back, and the poison is just starting to materialize now. It takes time. Take it from me. I know about how this poisoning works. These guys are serious about taking each other out, and they are going to do it. They're going to do it to each other. However, the end of this month is going to be big. You're going to see something big happening before the 27th of December. However, let's look at tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Mnangagwa is in Gaborone, and he's going to face one of his most difficult visits to a foreign country. I believe that he's going to have the biggest security ever, because Mozambique, Namibia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, everyone is looking at Mnangagwa, the man who has caused all the rigging in the region. All the problems that you're seeing in the region now is caused by Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa has rigged the elections in Mozambique, causing a lot of unrest since the 22nd of October. Mozambique has not known peace, and President Vonanzo Mondlane here doing very, very well. And I believe that Mondlane is going to eventually be declared the winner of the elections in Mozambique. The rigging was too apparent, and Mnangagwa is going to face this tomorrow when he visits Gaborone for the SADC visit, and also for the opening of the SADC Standby Force headquarters. So amazing week that we're going to face, but Mnangagwa facing massive humiliation as we speak in Zimbabwe. Mphoko refusing to be buried in the National Heroes Acre, and Mugabe facing exhumation. Today, an inspection taking place at his home in Zvimba, and also a video of the young Robert Mugabe Junior being leaked by what I believe is Zimbabwe intelligence, who were basically using this video for some sort of blackmail on him. I believe that this video was not taken with his permission, but I believe that one of the girls was involved in recording and distributing this video, or was working with whoever took this video. I also saw online, so there are certain places where I go. I saw Mudiwa Hudu's picture in one of the stories that linked this video to Robert Mugabe Junior. So I do not know what is the link between Mudiwa Hudu and the girls in this video, but it's clear that this video was not an attempt by Robert Mugabe Jr. to become Baltasa. Never. I think that this was a clear case of someone blackmailing the young man, and he was not aware. I don't think in the first video he was aware that he was being filmed. I know that in the second video, where he dropped his glasses, someone entered the room and started to film. The girls jumped out of bed without being dressed, wrapped towels around themselves, and started to run away. So let's see what happens when the sound comes out, because there's no sound on this video, especially the second video. There's no sound on it. So I hope that there is a much longer video which we can look at and hear what the people there are saying. Right, I think I've covered most of what I wanted to cover about this story. Mnangagwa humiliation. Once again, no one takes Mnangagwa seriously, and it's going to be very difficult for him tomorrow in Botswana. Now, let's look at some top stories. And I want to start with Zak. So, Zak has shortlisted a number of candidates. And do you know that Christopher Dube is one of them? So, Christopher Dube is wanting to become a Zak commissioner. That is among a lot of other people. 47 people have been shortlisted to become ZAC commissioners, Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission commissioners. This is after the term of office of the current ZAC is coming to an end. They were appointed by Mnangagwa in 2019. So out of the 47 that were shortlisted, there will be interviews. And after those interviews, 12 names will be drawn out. And out of those 12 names, Mnangagwa is going to pick up 8 names. And out of those 8 names, you can be sure that Justice Mayor Wajajena is going to be one of them. The godfather of corruption is appointing his own people to head the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission. I do not believe that the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission is efficient. One day, Week Note 5 is going to be under house arrest. If I have my way, this man will not go to jail. Where he will go is house arrest for 10 years. So that is Week Note 5, the most corrupt person in Zimbabwe, working together with Mnangagwa. These guys are the most corrupt people. If you don't see Week Note 5 in front of a court, ZAC is useless. So they've not done anything. If you don't see Mnangagwa in front of a court and his children, ZAC is not serious. If you don't see Obam Chinguri in front of a court for corruption, then ZAC has done nothing. And obviously, if you don't see Sean Mnangagwa in front of the courts, then you know that this court is not serious. The number of complaints I'm getting from Matabeleland over gold is shocking. These guys are just going to any gold mine they find. They will take whoever is there, tell them to get out, or they will extort them. That is what is happening right now. If you go to Matabeleland, I've got a bunch of complaints about police, top police officials in Bulawayo involved, working with the Mnangagwa family, working with the dynasty, and extorting people of gold. People go to ZAC, and ZAC do nothing. The situation in Victoria Falls, the Rodney Dube, very crazy situation, and it's all happening in front of our eyes. ZAC has been paralyzed. And the moment they make Justice Mayor Wajajena the chairperson of ZAC, then you can forget about any form of justice or look at corruption in Zimbabwe. But it's got nothing to do with me. I don't care about these guys, because I know that very soon the Mnangagwa government is going to suddenly collapse. The situation that happened in Syria is going to happen in Zimbabwe. You're going to see it. And in Zimbabwe, it's going to be fast, swift, and it's going to take less than 2 hours. And it's going to happen before the 27th of December. Let's see what else I've missed. South Africa is a big mess. South Africa is a big mess in terms of spaza shops. So spaza shops are tuck shops, and they're trying to regulate tuck shops. However, local South Africans don't want to run tuck shops, so they don't care about it because there's no money in tuck shops. Honestly speaking, someone who works 24 hours a day to make a profit of 500 rand, or in short, a profit of $25, that is a joke. So many South Africans don't care about spaza shops, but there are people who believe that foreign nationals should leave the spaza shops. So the government of South Africa has distributed 16,000 forms to register spaza shops. Out of those 16,000, most of them are coming from Gauteng, which is 13,000 of them. And out of those 13,000 forms, 4,500 forms were returned. And out of those 5,400 forms, more than 2,900 are by foreigners. So it defeats the whole purpose of what they're trying to do, because it's only the foreigners who are coming to apply. And on top of that, 1,900 forms don't have supporting documents, which means almost all the South Africans are going to be out of it. So what they need to do is to change the approach. I explained that the spaza shops are not the problems. The problem is the supply chain. Who is supposed to be responsible for expired goods? Who is supposed to carry the costs of expired goods? So that is not yet sorted, and it's going to be a big problem for South Africa. Unfortunately, these are very emotional issues. If you raise the issue of who owns spaza shops, who owns the community, it raises temperatures, but it's actually not important, or it's useless. No one cares about spaza shops. Mostly it's loss making, and it's a lot of work for nothing. So let's see, we'll be following up the story of spaza shops, and I'll be letting you guys know as it happens. Now let's go to H Metro newspaper. I want to see what is in H Metro newspaper. That is the TMZ of Zimbabwe, one of my favorite newspapers. I read this newspaper on a daily basis. Let's see what is in H Metro Zimbabwe, and I want to quickly find this newspaper. Guys, what I gave you today is the most drama that you can ever find. So there is a story at the front, obviously, an individual story. So normally I don't read individual stories here. I read national stories. So let's see if there's anyone here who is right. Let's look at Pop 10. Pop 10 has complained that he is facing mental health issues. You can go and check it out. Then I want to look at this story that I've been looking at on a daily basis. So Mnangagwa is one of the most corrupt people ever. So let me show you why. Mnangagwa is very corrupt because he allows evil people out of court. So justice in Zimbabwe is being administered by the unjust. So the people who are administering justice in Zimbabwe are the unjust people. So this story, I'm happy that the H Metro is carrying it, because I know that they're under pressure to be paid by these guys. So these guys, they pay people, and they are saying that Australia-based man who is being accused of raping his girlfriend in 2016 has dismissed the charges, saying the sex was consensual. He's also said he did not fly to Harare to meet the woman who is now accusing him of rape, but for his marriage to another woman, which is set for next month. So this case is funny because it says here, Kaseke told the court that after an initial report claiming that she had been raped, the complainant returned to the police station on November 26, saying she wanted to change the statement. She came back on November 26, saying she wanted to change the statement. And when asked why, she said her lawyer confirmed and told her that his statement wasn't adequate. Kaseke said the complainant initially told her that she had been in a long-distance relationship with Nyante, who traveled to Australia. Okay, who traveled to Zimbabwe to meet her for the first time. So you can see here that she is saying she was raped, and she is saying that Nyante put some sort of chemical or whatever in her in a drink. She is 36-year-old, and I even have the name. So I want to show you. If you go to Gambako right now, we do have the name on it. And it's not even funny because these guys are hiding her because they know that she will talk. And she is not even a young person. She has made a police report. She knows that she's going to be. So let's say Nyanete here. I want to say Nyanete so that I get the correct name. If you go to Gambako, just say check Nyanete accuser. So this girl is called Eve. And she's been published all over Instagram. She's there. There's no way that Eve can just run after making a report, which is such a high profile. It's high profile because I have even received 3 letters of threatening to sue me by these guys. So let me show you a picture so that you don't think I'm lying. So there is Eve here. So Eve has defaulted court there. And this is on Zimceleb. Zimceleb is run by Collins Mnangagwa. Zimceleb is owned by Collins Mnangagwa. So there is Eve Makoni. She has defaulted court, and a warrant of arrest has been issued against them. So there is no way that Eve Makoni can just run away and disappear. So she's either afraid for her life, or they have paid her enough so that she goes away. So you can see clearly that this is a joke of a case. Maduko, I don't know what he's doing over there, and also the judges, I don't know what they're doing. It's crazy in Zimbabwe. And Phelekezela Mphoko should not allow this kind of thing to happen, where during Women's Month or whatever, activism, 20 days of activism or 16 days of activism, a woman is raped, and then the man who raped her is walking around scot-free, and the woman who was raped now has to run. So it's crazy. And they told the court that he had consensual sex with the girl twice on the night of November 13 and 14 November, and it denied ever lacing a drink. How are you having a court case without the complainant in the court? Obviously, you want to win. Bright Nyanete, very evil person, and you deserve to be in jail. I know you're watching, Bright Nyanete. You deserve to be in jail, and you are not going to be under house arrest like we know. Uyu 9 years minimum. That is how many years Bright Nyanete should get for raping. And it doesn't matter that he's being represented by the most expensive lawyer in Zimbabwe. That is Maduku. Maduku strategy. Crazy stuff happening over there. It's funny, but it's really funny altogether. Now let's go to Eve Makoni. If you're watching me, phone me here. Eve Makoni. I know what you are telling the truth. Phone me over here and let's talk about it. Let me know who is Bright Nyanete. Who is he exactly? Who is he related to in Zimbabwe? How is he connected to the dynasty? And why is he getting so much protection and preferential treatment? To the extent yekuti munhu akarepa anobvunzwa kufamba from home. In Zimbabwe, if you rape a woman, you are going to be in jail when you go to court. There is no normal person who has raped a woman in Zimbabwe who is leaving from his house to walk to court. You're going to be in jail until the case is finalized. I do not know why this guy is allowed to do what he's doing. So, personally, Bright Nyanete, personally, Mandu. Right. So, let's go to other stories. I know that there's a woman from Nasta who just won Miss Universe Continental or something. You can go check it out on Gambakwe. And then obviously there's this story here of all the people who want to become ZIFA president or ZIFA chairman. So let me show you the guys here. So of all these guys are lying. Like, Metro, how can you do that? These are not the only people. You guys are marketing. So there's Walter Magaya out. Walter Magaya cannot be the chairperson of ZIFA. Brighton Ushendi Baba is linked to the successful team I showed you last week. This guy is better. Then Philemon Machana, Martin Kweza, Mashgore. Mashgore, I see him a lot, but I don't know what he does. Farai Jere, Nobile Magwizi, and Twine Piri. I think these top two, Twine Piri, Farai Jere, and Langton, and Radon Ndibaba, I can give them a bit of leeway. However, there are two missing names here, Peter Njovu and Benjamin Marwari. Why are they not on this list? Those guys have submitted their papers. So it's clear that there's a bit of marketing taking place here with Magaya, the most evil person, on the top left. Magaya does not deserve to be anywhere near soccer. Magaya is supposed to stay at his church in Ukoku Waterfalls. Stay that side. I don't think he deserves to be near soccer. The best people right now, Pejani Marwari, Peter Njovu, and I think Brighton Ushende Baba here. And then we'll take Farai Jere and Twine Piri. Those are the top 5 people who should be in this picture. And they're not there. Especially Peter Njovu and Benjani. Benjani is very good. And even Bambo would do here. Moses Chunga. It's better. I don't know if it's with O levels though. I think you need O level to be here. So I don't know if Peter Njovu is with O levels. I don't know if Bambo is with O levels, but I know that you need to have some sort of qualification to be over here. Sad story though, that is a requirement. Right, let's talk with Nkosi Shaba Mpofu. I will unfollow this pig. Pig. I don't have any pride. Nkoma Nkosi Shaba Mpofu. 2 years ago, I almost died. And I know that everything that you see is going to come to an end. When I almost died, I was taken up and I got to a place. In this place, there were 3 figures. And these 3 figures did not have hands. But above them, there were 2 figures. And they talked to me through no voice. So there were no voice. You see the way Bernard is dressed. In that dress, the figures were like that. But they did not have a face. I could not see their faces. And they were looking at me. And it was clear to me that I had entered a certain place where I was not supposed to be. And they told me through no voice that everything had been resolved. And I came back on earth. And you saw me, all of you saw me here. If you go and see the video when I was struggling to talk, like I still remember that Hakainde Hichilema was being elected that week. And I did not do a video for 20 days. That was the most difficult time for me. Then, Hakainde Hichilema, when he was just about to be elected, I started to shoot video. And the first video I did was the victory of Hakainde Hichilema. And it was shocking. I can still feel myself. It was like I'm coming out of... I don't know whether my body was connected to my voice or not. So, Nkoma Nkosi Shaba Mpofu. You can unfollow me, but I don't have any pride. I don't feel any entitlement to what is happening or to people who follow me or to all the things that happen. I don't feel entitled to it. And I believe that I've got a spiritual duty. That is why you see me here on a daily basis. ZANU-PF is trying to poison me on multiple times since last year. And they've also tried to kill me. So that is just what I feel like. I don't really care if you unfollow me or follow me, because I'm here every day. And that is for a reason. Mkoma Paul, you're saying, can't people go to Botswana and demonstrate when ED visits there? Yes, it's not going to be people. Something big is going to happen. I don't believe that ED deserves a demonstration. I believe that ED deserves a baptism of fire when he goes to Botswana. Let's see if the guys in Mozambique, if the guys in Namibia, if the guys in Zimbabwe, if the guys in South Africa can deal with this guy. Now, Mnangagwa has destroyed our region with the rigging. So let's see what happens. And good morning, Nkoma Hash Papi. I really appreciate you here every morning. Nkoma Worship. I hope to meet you one day, and all the guys who appreciate and help us here. This year, we've had some of the best support that we've had. Kambapu Media has grown by over 20 times since the elections. So when the elections were here, we had our biggest days when we were backing Nelson Chamisa. At one point, for the first time, I had 5,000 people on our live. However, after that, we consistently get over 100,000 people on Zimbabwe a day. So that is amazing. So I would like to bring this to an end. Let us recap. We said Mnangagwa has been humiliated by the Mphoko family. The Mphoko family has refused to bury their father at the National Heroes Acre due to the rituals that are taking place there at night. And the Mnangagwa family has today, in fact, Mnangagwa today will be making preparations to get Mugabe's body to be moved from Zvimba to the National Heroes Acre. There are certain power rituals that Mnangagwa needs to perform, and they need these top guys to be at the National Heroes Acre, especially Mugabe. Mugabe needs to be at the National Heroes Acre, and Mnangagwa is making all the effort that he can to get him over there. I've also said that I have now closely watched the video of young Robert Mugabe Junior, and I believe that there are two videos that have been joined together. The first video is in one room at a lodge or some sort of house, and the second video is at a hotel, most likely one of the hotels owned by ZANU-PF. And I believe that the second video, there is voice, and that voice has been muted. Someone bashed into a room where Robert Mugabe Jr. and two girls were sleeping. And in the second video, I don't believe that Robert Mugabe Jr. was sleeping with any of the girls. However, in the first video, Robert Mugabe Jr. is sleeping with one of the girls on one bed, and another girl is on the left. And I believe that one of the girls who was sleeping with Robert Mugabe Jr. was part of filming because she was acting for the camera, and she waved to the camera at some point. And I believe that Robert Mugabe Jr. was not aware that it was being filmed in the first video. So that is my analysis of that video. And the only person I'm going to give that video is Grace Mugabe. So if Grace Mugabe WhatsApps me, I'll give you the video. And it's a short video which is circulating right now on social media. I think in the group that I saw, there is at least 5,000 people who have seen that video. I don't know if most Zimbabweans have seen it, but there's nothing to see. Don't distribute the video of the young man. That is crazy what has happened. And it's not cool. Mnangagwa guys, to take videos of other people. Kotikabuditsa enyu ma video. Ndikaputitsa video raheleti iko zvino munoita sei? Ndoriputitsa iko zvino munoita sei? Ma dynasty. So those are the kind of things that we can do. Ndine mamwe futi ndomaputitsa. Kutamanga mana ina ndiputitsi ma video evanhu. Video rahaleti ndakariwacha ka1 then ndikarisa mu archive. I don't watch the video twice. So now let's go to our sponsors. So this is Move. So by now you should be here. So it started up here. By now you should be here. If you've got your Move, you should be there. This should take you 30 days, and it is good for every man to take it. 1 liter engine into 3 liter engine. 1 kickstart, and you don't need to crank it. So this advert makes me laugh. Sometimes when I'm alone, I just laugh. You don't need to crank it. Imagine if you go on holiday with your wife or with your girlfriend and you book a very expensive room and then nothing works. This is the kind of help that you need. Any man in Zimbabwe under 70 should not be having any problems. You should be able to go at least 5 times a week. And if your grandfather had 3 wives and they were all pregnant at the same time, and you were one, that is terrible. Terrible stuff. Don't be in that group of people. One. Make sure that you book a hotel room and use it. Not like Van Wezan, when book a room and then spend the whole weekend pretending to be busy on the phone. Right, the various adverts that I want to show you. Cedric is looking for someone to do a survey, so you can go over there. I'll put it on Gambakwe. A Rainbow Tourism Group has said that they do not put an advert for jobs online. And First Capital is looking for suppliers, so you can go over there. I'll put it on Gambakwe. And also, the Old Mutual is looking for someone to develop properties in Bluffview. I have started contacting people for our Victoria Falls project. We're going to do very, very well. If you are a man who is based in the diaspora and a Zimbabwean, do not live in a one-bedroom house or flat where there's not enough space. Do not spend 90% of all your money on rent. We've got a plan for homecoming, and we're going to be providing it on free land. This is the cottage, 2-bedroom, 2 baths, and this is going to be for you to build on free land in Victoria Falls, the future capital of Zimbabwe. And as I said, we're going to be talking to people individually. We've started talking to you. We're not going to talk to you in groups. If you want to be part of this, go to gambako.com housing and list yourself. So I'm going through this systematically so that we get the right people to become part of this. Diaspora homecoming is going to be big, and Mnangagwa is going to be out of office very, very soon. This is Mnangagwa Cyber City. It's never going to happen. And we are going to produce one of the biggest cities of the diaspora in Victoria Falls. But Zim Cyber City is fake. It's not going to happen. Follow what we're doing at Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls, the most corrupt free zone that we want to create, the biggest capital of Zimbabwe by 2040, where a lot of people do go and visit. So I've got so many things to say, and I think I'm going to 45 minutes now. I'm talking longer than Makandiwa. Makandiwa, one of my favorite preachers. Please go check out his sermons every Sunday. He issues a sermon. But now I'm talking longer than him. That's crazy. I don't know what has happened to me. Right, I would like to thank all of you for watching. And tomorrow I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to go to Botswana, to Gaborone, to meet Mnangagwa. If no one demonstrates, I'll be the only person there demonstrating at the SADC head office. So look out for drama tomorrow at the SADC head office, as I'm going to be there. My flight is booked, and I'm going to be there first thing in the morning. Thank you very much for watching.